Hello from Germany to everyone joining us today. Hello to our viewers from Europe, from Asia. Hello to our visitors from Africa, and hello to everyone from the Middle East. Welcome to our AxxonSoft on-air event. Today, we will focus on AI analytics in our Axon Next VMS, particularly general and customizable analytics. And apart from this, we will discuss new features in Axon Next 4.5 and some other features that complement the new ones, making the system effective at handling common video surveillance tasks. Although the most part of our audience today is already aware of who and what AxxonSoft is, I'd like to take this opportunity to shortly introduce our company to our new guests here. AxxonSoft operates globally with currently 50 offices and more than 550 employees worldwide. We have over 13,000 satisfied customers located in more than 140 different countries. Over 480,000 projects based on our software are completed to date. We have been developing disruptive technologies in the security market for 25 years and have 30 registered patents. Now, let's focus on AI analytics. We offer two types of such analytics based on general neural networks and customized for specific project requirements. General networks are trained once for some average scene and can be used for many similar installations as is. We already have great neural networks for posture recognition, human detection, fire and smoke detection, and currently we are training the neural network for vehicle detection as well. The other type of AI video analytics is custom analytics based on specifically trained neural networks to handle specific tasks. Personal protective equipment use control is one of those examples. In the two pictures on the top of the slide, you can see this networks in action. It detects the absence of a helmet on the left image and the absence of a security vest on the right image. For training, we use video material from the installation site, and typically from thousands to tens of thousands labeled frames are required. Although this is a time-consuming process, it enables handling of non-standard tasks. For example, we can train neural networks on demand to detect specific types of objects, like the gas barrels shown in the bottom left image, or detect objects from an unusual viewing angle and in difficult lighting conditions, which includes the use of thermal cameras. As I mentioned before, thousands of labeled frames are required for AI training. AxxonSoft has a dedicated department that trains neural networks to handle client-specific cases. Here you can see an example of data labeling. All the images that will be used to train the neural network need to be marked up with specialized software to identify all the objects to be detected. In this case, those are people and vehicles. When the process is done correctly, the trained neural network works particularly well even in challenging conditions, giving up to 95 to 96% for both precision and recall, which means that 95% of objects of interest will be detected with a 5% false alarms rate. You may ask yourself, all these AI detection tools, they are very resource consuming. What kind of hardware will be necessary? Well, to make an intelligent video surveillance system cost effective, we utilize GPU acceleration for the most resource intensive tasks. The first demanding task is the decoding of video transmitted by IP cameras, usually in H.264 or H.265 formats. In our product, GPUs embedded in Intel processors and NVIDIA graphics cards can be used for hardware video decoding. The decoded video then can be analyzed with any standard or AI video analytics. The second and the most resource-intensive task is AI operation. All our AI algorithms are GPU-enabled. You can use Intel and NVIDIA accelerators, which include the Intel AI accelerators based on Movideo's VPU, for instance, the Mustang V100 MX8 accelerator card, and CUDA-enabled NVIDIA graphics cards with dedicated accelerators, for example, GeForce, Quadro, and Tesla series. Furthermore, several graphics cards or AI accelerators can be installed on a single server to maximize performance. Thanks to this, servers can analyze more concurrent video streams at HD resolution and even higher and multiple times more cameras can be connected to a single server, reducing hardware expenses. Now, let's turn to a live demo to show how our AI video analytics work in real-life applications. Here you can see an example of the use of our common neural net for human detection in combination with a line crossing trigger event. The streams of both cameras are decompressed on the server's GPU. Also is the neural tracker analytics. At the bottom of each camera, we have a statistic and event panel showcasing the counted line crossings. On the right side, the sum of both cameras is displayed. Moving on the next layout, we will showcase you a highly demanded feature by our partners, the real-time privacy masking of people in the camera's field of view. In Axon X settings, it is possible to assign user groups the ability to view masked video or to remove this possibility. The privacy mask is applied on the live video, on the archive, and can be exported as well. It is also accomplished with our common neural net for posture recognition. Speaking of pose recognition, the recognized human posture can be used for several sub-detection tools. Here, for example, we detect if a human has raised both of his arms, which could imply an armed robbery. When the detection tool recognizes that a person has raised his hands, an alarm event can be triggered to inform the security personnel to make sure that the situation can be handled fast and effectively. Surely, it is easy to show detection tools on pre-recorded demo video. Therefore, I would like to showcase you this detection tool on a live camera installed in our office as well. So, hello everyone, and raising both my hands, initiate an alarm, which you can see on the event board on the right. Another use case of the posture recognition can be the counting of people inside a predefined area or the whole camera's field of view. The current amount of people can be displayed on the camera layout. This feature may be helpful for retail projects to count the current amount of people in a line at a cash register to effectively manage open cash registers at a shop. Heat maps complete the tools for effective store management, but they are not only useful in retail projects. They can be also useful in traffic management in a parking lot like here as well. To build the heat map, you simply switch to the archive mode, the search mode, sorry. You choose a criteria for searching, for example, motion in a predefined area. You choose the archiving period and you hit the checkbox for show heat map. Then you simply click search. You get all the results and a heat map based on these results. Moving on to the two commonly used detection tools, LPR and face detection. Starting with LPR detection. In this layout, you can see all the recognized license plates in the event board on the right. In search mode, you can search for full license plates or parts of the license plate. So for example, I only remember the middle part of a license plate. So I place a star in before of the part that I remember, and after I apply the archiving period for where I want to search it. I hit search and I get all the results on this particularly registered license plate. For face detection, we have a similar layout here. What is interesting about the face detection tool is the possibility to search for a face in the archive using any photo of a person's face. It can be a shot with your smartphone or a photo from an ID. So we go to search here. We can upload a photo for searching. We choose the archive period where we want to search again, hit search, and we find all the results of this person with this photo ID, also from unusual or not standard angles of the camera. As you can see here, the face detected and the uploaded photo have an 85 or 87 even percentage of similarity. Both face and LPR can be used in combination with black and white lists to generate automatic actions on detection of a face or license plate from a list. So for example, you can trigger an input to open up a door or a barrier. Face and LPR search works also with several cameras at the same time, so you can search throughout your whole system at once. Here we can see our general network for smoke detection in action. On the event of smoke detected in a camera's field of view, an alarm is generated which can inform about a fire in an early state. This detection tool is useful in open areas where standard hardware for smoke detection is of no use. In this particular example, as we have smoke all around the image at all time, we just set this threshold really low for the smoke detection tool to be triggered when we are close by to the full image of the smoke detected. About GPU decompression. Not only the server can benefit of hardware acceleration, but also the client. This makes it possible to connect several monitors to an operator's workstation, which leads to more displayed live camera images at once using the same CPU power. I will showcase you some more examples in my slides later on. So let's move on with our other awesome features that round up the whole VMS experience. Let's start with cybersecurity, as this topic raises a huge attention recently. Here at AxxonSoft, we work to develop a strong security policy that is intended to prevent unauthorized access to your system. This includes password policy that enables you to set the minimum password length, set the number of passwords stored in history, specify a password validity period, activate password strength control, and prevent multiple simultaneous sessions of a single user. On top of all these great features, the system can automatically block the user once the number of failed login attempts is reached. And you can set a range of permissible IP addresses for the client computers to be sure that no access is possible from any place outside your office, monitoring center, or so on. For stronger security, you can set up user access to the server with administration confirmation as well. Apart from this, the system logs actions of the users, saving the user's IP address, the MAC address of the client's computer, and more. Another security option which prevents unauthorized interference with your VMS is the system integrity check. When you start servers and clients, Axon Next automatically checks the presence of all executable files and their digital signatures. If all files are in place and match their signatures, a system integrity check passed successfully record appears in the system log. Otherwise, if executable files are infected by viruses or someone replaced any files, a system integrity check failed event is registered. You can set the system to perform one of the pre-configured actions, such as showing a warning to administrators or all users, and blocking users without admin rights when the integrity of the system is compromised. As we know, a good VMS is dependent on camera's partner. Having a secure camera connection safeguards the data transmitted from the cameras to the server. This can be used with cameras that support encrypted video streaming. Axon Next supports the RTSPS protocol and RTSP over HTTPS for on-with compliant devices. These protocols use TLS encryption for transmitted video data. Now, let's talk about Axon Next client features. An interactive 3D map superimposes camera locations on a site map and displays camera views in the same window. You can instantly pinpoint where a selected camera is located, which is very handy for multiple similar-looking sites. In immersion mode, a semi-transparent video is superimposed on the map. This makes it easy to see where an object is located and where it is going. So, once you see an object of interest that you may need to follow throughout your building, simply click on the next camera located nearby and you will get the full picture of the situation. Another fantastic tool is Frame Merge. Frame Merge is a tool for effective control over extended areas, for instance, airports, stadiums, storage, and production sites. To use Frame Merge, simply link up to 3 camera feeds to create a panoramic view. Additionally, you can place a dialog board on the layout as well to use it for extracting or zooming in an area of interest of the combined panoramic view. Furthermore, you can view the resulting video in live or archive mode, and you can export the panoramic video to standard AVI or MKV files. Now, let's talk about video wall management. Video wall management can be very difficult, but not with Axon Next video wall management tool. It helps easily configure multi-computer and multi-monitor video walls. The monitors in the video wall can be connected to different client computers, and you can manage the video wall from any client connected to the same server domain. The configuration panel enables you to arrange monitors on the screen in the same way as they are arranged on the video wall. You can simply choose a layout or a specific camera from the device tree on any client and send this layout to the video wall with just 2 clicks. In about 2 seconds, you will see an example of the video wall with 4 displays connected to a single video wall client. The operator can here choose any layout and send it to a chosen monitor directly from his workplace. So, the video wall configuration is simple, intuitive, and headache-free. As I promised, we talked a lot about GPU acceleration for the server. Now, let's focus on GPU acceleration for clients, since this is especially important for video walls. For this, you can use the embedded GPUs in Intel processors or NVIDIA graphics cards. When using huge video walls consisting of high-resolution monitors, such as 4K, multiple high-resolution video feeds have to be decoded and displayed. GPU acceleration enables smooth playback without tasking the CPU. During our tests, we could decode and display over 150 Full HD H.265 video streams with one NVIDIA Quattro RTX 4000 graphics card. If necessary, you can install several graphics cards on a single client to maximize its performance. Using this feature, you can build huge video walls using just a few client computers of average CPU performance, which makes the video surveillance system even more cost-effective. To maximize effectiveness, GreenStream is another feature for workload optimization. GreenStream technology enables you to save network bandwidth and client CPU resources with adaptive video streaming. It automatically selects a camera stream matching the current resolution on the video on the client screen. For instance, on a full HD screen with 4x4 camera layout, each camera screen is only 480 by 270 pixels. GreenStream eliminates the need to transmit and then decode full resolution streams from all cameras, selecting the lower resolution stream for displaying, while the higher resolution stream is used for recording. When viewing a camera in full screen, GreenStream automatically switches to the high resolution stream from the camera. A new feature introduced in Axon Next 4.5 are dynamic layouts. The new dynamic layout helps handle different tasks, for example, video investigation or tracking an object across a site. You can configure the layout utilizing any camera you need by simply drag and dropping a chosen camera from the object tree inside the layout. There is no need to enter the configuration mode. When you start the client, the dynamic layout will be empty, but you can save it by simply duplicating the current dynamic layout. So like this, you will be able to use it later at your convenience. One of the most important jobs of a VMS is investigation of an incident. The storyboard is a phenomenal tool for just this. You can select video episodes recorded by different cameras in which the object of interest is present and export them to a single video file. Thus, you get one video file with multiple cameras. So say a suspect moves across the site from one camera's field of view to another. Then you can send the file to the staff in charge or police so that it can be used as video evidence. Along with the dynamic layouts, convenient search interface, and smart search capabilities in Axon Next, the storyboard helps quickly retrieve the needed video data. Installers very often request a feature that allows them to be able to monitor the health of an Axon Next installation. Axon Next self-diagnostic service is a new 4.5 feature for system health monitoring and reliability enhancement. It is based on a locally hosted Prometheus system that can be accessed by your browser. Prometheus is a powerful open source system monitoring and alerting toolkit. It collects system operation statistics such as CPU load, memory usage, available disk space, cameras FPS, and way more. The graphs show how these parameters change over time, and the filter helps quickly retrieve and find the particular moment when critical thresholds are exceeded. This is crucial for integrators as it helps them resolve different issues at the installation site by revealing their sources. You can also set up automatic actions so that the service will attempt to recover the normal state operation according to each case. The failover service ensures fault tolerance in distributed systems. It quickly switches to a standby server when communication with the primary server is lost. The standby server automatically takes over all functions from the offline or malfunctioning server. Live video streaming and recording resume within a minute. You can also suspend any server in the cluster with no system downtime, for example, if you need to update your system. We've added support for licensing server that enables using a single license key for one or several Axon Next domains with an arbitrary distribution of licensed objects across servers such as cameras, detectors, and so on. This feature requires Axon Next servers connection to the remote AxxonSoft licensing server via the internet. You can quickly check the available and consumed licenses and view the license feature owners inside your Axon Next domain. As for the integration capabilities, our VMS can retrieve events from various external devices and systems, cash registers, access control devices, third-party software, and more. As an example, for integration of access control systems, the events are received in JSON format via TCP/IP. These events can be saved to a database and associated with recorded video. You can view events in real time in a separate pane or as video captions. Also, events are text searchable, which enables quick retrieval of the linked video episodes. Macro comments enable you to customize event response scenarios. Axon Next supports the flexible configuration of a complex system response to any specified event. You can use the if-then logic to create a macro that automatically performs the required action upon an alarm event is generated by a video analytics or a hardware sensor. Macros can include any number of actions, run once or in a loop, and can be triggered by an event or manually. The scenarios can engage Axon Next internal resources and connected equipment. As you can see here, once a fire is detected in the system, an internal alarm is generated, an email can be sent to the personnel, or a push notification. Speaking of push notification, with the new Axon Next mobile app, you get 24/7 access to your system and control over the situation at your fingertips. You can easily connect to any Axon Next VMS server, display cameras in different modes according to configured layouts or groups. You can view live and recorded video, export these videos and still frames in different formats. You can control PDZ cameras and quickly locate your cameras and new videos, view videos right on the map. You can navigate through the video footage quickly by displaying events according to set filters, or quickly find detected faces in the video footage. View and share event videos with the staff in charge or interested persons. You can take advantage of real-time awareness with push notifications and jump to video recordings stored in the cloud in one tab. You can also control connected equipment using macros, for example, to open the barrier and grant access for a guest car. Additionally available, the Axon Camera app. It is another useful app to utilize your mobile device in a different way. When a situation occurs, you may not have a camera in the area, but someone with an Android phone can use it as a security camera connected to Axon Next. The free Axon Camera app enables Android devices as mobile cameras. It streams video from the embedded camera in the mobile device to the Axon Next server via the mobile internet or Wi-Fi connection. This is extremely useful for police and security guards to give live situational awareness while responding to a call. Thank you all for listening and have a great rest of the day. Additionally available, the Axon Camera app. It is another useful app to utilize your mobile device in a different way. When a situation occurs, you may not have a camera in the area, but someone with an Android phone can use it as a security camera connected to Axon Next. The free Axon Camera app enables Android devices as mobile cameras. It streams video from the embedded camera in the mobile device to the Axon Next server via the mobile internet or Wi-Fi connection. This is extremely useful for police and security guards to give live situational awareness while responding to a call. As we all know, video analytics can be very dependent on the server's hardware, pushing the costs for an installation to an enormous value. As we have talked about today, this is not an issue in combination with the right hardware that can be utilized by our detection tools. For this, I'd like to give the floor to our colleagues from Intel. Thank you all for listening and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you so much, Alex. Let me just share my screen. I hope you see my screen well. Hello, everyone. My name is EDIZ ALTUN. I am working at Intel on IoTG sales group, focusing on smart cities and education segment for Europe, Middle East, Africa, and India region. And I'm very happy today to be together with you and have the opportunity to talk about Intel's AI solutions together with AxxonSoft. In fact,
sorry to interrupt you. We don't see your screen yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me try again. Can you see it now?
Yes, you need to swap the, yes, everything's fine.
Okay, sorry about that. Apologies. Again, together with AxxonSoft, we work on artificial intelligence technologies and video management software technologies together very closely. As Alex mentioned, hardware is a very critical element on managing the video and applying artificial intelligence technologies onto it. And we work very hard with AxxonSoft on optimizing the software for Intel architecture, both on CPU level, integrated GPU level, as well as additional accelerators like Movidius VPUs that Alex mentioned in his presentation. And today, what I would like to present is some of the AI use cases, AI applications that can be utilized in smart city segment. And I think smart city is such a wide segment, so you can consider many of the use cases that I'm going to talk about in other verticals as well, which could be utilized in industrial, retail, hospitality, banking, and any other segment as well. But today's focus will be on smart city. To start with, let me just give you some Intel view on the city segment and the landscape that cities are going through and citizens and people are going through. It's obvious that people are moving to urban areas more and more because of the economical or social things. And it is expected that by the year 2025, number of people who will live in urban areas or in city areas are 6.4 billion, which is quite a big number of people living in urban areas. And obviously, more and more people moving to those areas, the energy consumption is going to increase in that particular density as well. So it's expected that 75% of the all global energy consumed are happening in a city environment. And when we look at and double click on the cities, mega cities inside that group also increase. If you think like 1 million minimum population is enough to say that the city is a mega city, We are talking about more than 400 mega cities today, which have more than 1 million people. And it was just 83 in 1950. It is almost 5x in 70 years. And it is expected to grow more. This is a challenge, right, for municipalities, governments, as well as the citizens. So how can we utilize AI to make spaces smarter or cities smarter? That's what I'm going to talk about next. Um, Thanks to AI and computer vision technologies, so that citizens can get benefit and cities can be much more smarter. I'm just showing here some of the examples here, just a subset of some of the use cases that can be utilized in smart city environment. For example, on transportation segment, right? Using computer vision and AI technologies, you can do smart parking solutions to the cognition tech and easy ticketing, easy getting in and getting out for the parking spaces is possible. Also, you can manage the traffic more effectively using AI technologies. You can manage the congestion on particular roads. You can manage the traffic lights to control the congestion. Even you can do law enforcement using AI. You can detect cars who are doing lane violation or over speeding or doing unlawful activities. And turn any building and do all kind of management of the air quality, energy management, lighting management using AI, and make it for environment friendly. Obviously, security and video management is also key, and which is also the core strength of AxxonSoft. Video surveillance on the buildings and the people, protection of assets, properties, searching for abnormal anomalies is also possible, and also access control solutions, just like the example previously, face recognition based access control, which can enable people to do frictionless access, touchless access, especially quite popular in the COVID pandemic situation that we are going through, as we do not want to touch spaces much and do not want to interact with people much in the pandemic environment. So the cameras detect your face, and if you are in the whitelist, you can just go through without touching any spaces or swiping your badges or things like that. And on the cities, obviously, public safety is one of the critical aspects. Digital surveillance of the streets, places, buildings, and you can do crime prevention for cities using artificial intelligence. For example, carrying a gun detection that AxxonSoft have, or carrying a knife, or even gunshot detection, or behavioral analytics is possible, like someone falling down, someone running quickly, someone is fighting, is also possible using AI techniques. And from a sustainable perspective, environment is also key. Fire detection, fog detection is possible. Smart lighting solutions for the streets. So whenever there is a car passing by, or whenever there is a pedestrian passing by, you can turn lights on, and whenever there is nobody around, you can turn them off, just to save the energy and protect the planet. And any kind of energy consumption management can help environment as well. And also spaces, right? I mean, not just the buildings, but all kind of other spaces that we are enjoying or going through. For example, stadiums, And I know AxxonSoft had a great job on a FIFA World Cup in Russia to make stadiums smarter, because you can do things like crowd management, queue management, heat mapping. Again, for the people to park their cars effectively, you can do license plate recognition and smart parking, gunshot detection, and other law enforcement techniques that you can apply. And also airports. In airports, again, surveillance is key, or whenever GDPR allows, you can do face recognition based check-in, check-out, or immigration control technologies, wayfinding techniques, and seamless traveling, or zero-touch traveling is one of the popular concepts these days, which can utilize AI technologies as well. And also education, right? Not just the primary, secondary, or high schools, K-12 schools, but also university campuses. Those are kind of a space that can turn that can be turned into smart campus. And again, you can utilize similar techniques. Also, autonomous driving is growing every day. The technique of autonomous driving is growing every day. Not for the automobiles, but for the buses or trucks that you can utilize in airport area autonomously, as there's a fixed route and there is not much of a confusion on the traffic or things like that. You can utilize autonomous shuttles as well. And also any kind of city kiosk that you can implement. You can do demographics analytics, people counting, and queue management and things like that. So all of these examples can be scaled or can be increased, but these are just a few examples that can utilize AI techniques. And going back to the topic of this session today, uh, all cases are unique, right? And every city's needs are unique. So every AI application needs to be customized. It can require customized training of the model. It can require customized inferencing techniques. But AxxonSoft is very good at this, and working together with us, we can provide quite effective customizable solutions on AI use cases. So let me move on as what Intel is doing in that space, right? So our mission and vision, we just want to be the trusted performance leader that unleashes the potential of data. And in this scenario, uh, data is the video that AxxonSoft is managing very well, and we want to be the trusted performance leader there. And what we are doing, so as Alex mentioned, so there are different techniques to approach AI. You can do more hardware intensive or cost intensive way, or you can do more cost effective way. And what Intel is bringing to AI space is on the more cost effective space, because we have this software development kit called OpenVINO, which is free software from Intel that really democratizes the AI use cases, because what OpenVINO does is to utilize the CPU resources as much as possible, so that you can run AI tasks on the CPU itself without needing any additional GPU, which can be quite expensive in some cases. Because if you have a CPU which is quite powerful and you can utilize the CPU only less than 50%, and other 50% plus is idle in the system. So why not utilizing that idle resources which you already paid for, right? And run your AI tasks on the CPU itself without having any additional acceleration cards. Even if it is not enough, in that case, where we have integrated GPU, which is embedded in the CPU core, so you can utilize the graphical performance unit inside the CPU as well. And in most of the cases, we can provide a good enough performance on AI tasks using Opomino. And whenever you need, we have accelerators as well. For example, we have Movidius accelerators, which can be added into the PCI Express slot of the server or PC compute device that you have, or we can have FPGA accelerators whenever you need higher performance, right? And some of the technologies that we have, which enable this, which is embedded in the CPU, for example, Intel Deep Learning Boost technology. This is a technology that we introduced a couple of years ago, and this is the first time Intel is utilizing AI acceleration core inside the CPU, right? And which really increased the AI performance of the CPU. We started this technology in Xeon CPUs targeting servers, but this year we introduced this to Intel Core processors as well. Codename Tiger Lake, Intel Core i3, Core i5, Core i7 processors. We also have Intel Deep Learning Boost technology. So depending on your budget or the needs, you can use core processors to do AI utilizing deep learning boost, or you can use Xeon on high-end applications, which utilize as well also deep learning boost technology. Um, and also Intel's graphic performance unit also come up with powerful techniques like quick sync technology and other media acceleration technologies, so that you can utilize the graphical unit in a maximum way. So really, bottom line here is that when you are trying to attack the smart city challenges using AI, Intel's hardware plus software solutions are providing really, really cost-effective solutions. And not to mention, this is also a very power-efficient solution because you reduce the extra cards, power usages, you just utilize the existing CPU, etc., etc. With that, I would like to finish my presentation by saying thank you to AxxonSoft team and appreciate their partnership so far. And I'm really looking forward to more collaboration in the future. And finish by a line by our co-founder, one of our co-founders, Robert Noyes. Don't be encumbered by history. Go off and do something wonderful. And we are really looking forward to go ahead and do something wonderful together with you and AxxonSoft, and looking forward to your questions and requests. Thanks so much, and back to Alex.